Hi loves, I wanted to come on and make a video today about our ancestors. And this video was really a must because there is so much inaccurate information on ancestors. So first, let me say this. We do not worship our ancestors. We venerate, we remember, and we honor. That's what we do. We're not worshiping anybody. We are venerating, honoring, remembering every single soul that made it possible for us to be here right now in this moment. Because without them, you wouldn't be here to listen to them. Without the ones that paved the way for you, good or bad, you wouldn't be here without them. So we're honoring them, we're remembering them, we are venerating them. It is not demonic, it is not necromancy for you to remember or venerate your ancestors. That is a lie. And it's a lie that really kind of bothers my soul because, number one, you only hear this talk in America, and you only hear this talk amongst the church and amongst black folks. I've lived and visited many places in this world, and you don't hear this talk. Everybody else is common knowledge that we honor and remember our ancestors. But amongst us, it's this narrative that is being pushed now. So again, we do not worship them, and it is not demonic nor necromancy for you to honor your ancestors. When you are remembering your ancestors, ultimately what you are doing is remembering what is inside of you. You are remembering the gifts that are being passed down to you, okay? So before I get into that a little bit, I want to talk to you about how we see ancestral veneration in the world we live in today. It shows up in our money that we spend. Those dead presidents that's on your dollars that you spend, or wherever you are in the world, that is ancestral veneration. Whenever we go someplace and we see statues of people that are no longer with us, that is ancestral veneration. Whenever you hear people talking about someone that is no longer with us, that is ancestral veneration, okay? Because that energy is still here, it's on the planet, and it's being remembered. I don't want to get too far, and I'm going to leave it at that. But that's ancestral veneration. Every time you spend that money, you're remembering that president. You're in that energy. You're honoring, you're venerating that president. Them statues, ancestral veneration. Now, let's talk about where we see ancestral veneration at in the Bible, because people think it's not in there. Let's see where we see it at in the Bible. Every time you read a scripture and they say, such and such begot such and such, that is ancestral veneration, because I told you ancestral veneration is remembering what is inside of you. So I'm not just talking about David begot Joseph. What I'm saying is that gift that is in David was passed down to Joseph. And I'm remembering that. I'm remembering, and I'm using this as an example, David and Joseph. But if David begot Joseph, I'm saying if David's gift was divine sight, what I'm saying is divine sight begot Joseph. Divine sight was passed down to Joseph. That's what I'm saying. That's what is happening. These are not just names that are being passed down from one person to another. For years, I read this stuff, I studied this stuff in the Bible, and it's like, why is all this stuff there? God is showing us the gifts in that person that has been passed down. Let's look at the first chapter of Exodus, when the children of Israel was being led out of Egypt, and we have a list of Jacob and Leah's 12 sons. God is not just giving us the 12 sons that was being led out of Egypt. No, he's giving us the gifts that was being led out of Egypt. He's given us what was in the children, what they had to overcome, what was in them to overcome what they was about to go through. This is why it's important to remember your ancestors. This is why it's important to remember what is inside of you. That is why a lot of us, we come from some thoroughbreds, but your life may not look like you come from thoroughbreds because you don't know what's in you. You don't know, hey, my mama did this and she did that with heels. She did that with wings. She did that like bam. My grandmother did this. My great grandmother did this. I know what's in me. So I know I can stand on their shoulders and overcome whatever this is that's coming and facing me. Okay? So don't hesitate to call on the healers in your bloodline. Don't hesitate to call on the warriors in your bloodline, the wealth builders, the healthy marriages that's inside of you, the storytellers, the writers, the leaders that's in your bloodline. This is your birthright. And don't let nobody tell you it's demonic. Don't let nobody tell you it's necromancy, you talking to the dead. We're not worshiping nobody. We're remembering them. And when we remember them, we remember what is in us. When I remember what came before me, I remember what's in me. And whether or not I'm deciding to use what's in me, because we all connected, maybe I want to tap into Tina Turner. That energy of an overcomer. If she can do it, I can do it. This is why it's good to remember and read about the greats, because what God has done for one, he can do for another. What the greatness that's in my bloodline is in me. Okay, I don't want to get too far. I hope y'all got the message. I know y'all did. Ashe.